prick से diagnose नहीं होते हैं, problem अंदर थी.
What do you mean by bad days in this scenario?
And that is when one of the books came into my life which said, you can eat anything and manage diabetes.
यार मेरे को, मैं सीरियसली बता रहा हूँ, आज तक इतने एपिसोड्स में इस तरह की फीलिंग नहीं हुई. I've had these goosebumps 5 or 6 times you're telling story.
You know, a 7-year-old child, you're telling him that you have to be on injections throughout the life.
I wake up at 7 a.m. A good day look like I wake up at 8, and you just said I wake up at 90 mg. And
आलू का पराठा के लिए हम बच्चे को तरसा रहे हैं.
can you like just tell like what are these communities, and if somebody's looking out for, where should they look out for?
I stopped keto, but by the time I stopped keto, I had caused a lot of harm. So keto story, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. Keto diet and COVID together was the biggest disaster one can do to themselves. You know,
Parents, today's episode is powerful because we're talking about a condition that challenges not just children but whole families, type 1 diabetes. I am your host, Dr. Gaurav Nigam, and our guest today is someone who turned her diagnosis into her strength. Meet Mehak Dhingra, a type 1 diabetes lifestyle coach, founder of Unstoppable Type 1. Diagnosed right before her class 10 boards, Mehak didn't just fight diabetes, she redefined what living with it looks like. आज का एपिसोड सिर्फ उनके लिए नहीं है जिनके बच्चों को टाइप 1 डायबिटीज है. ये उस हर इंसान के लिए है जो जानना चाहता है कि व्हाट रेजिलियंस लुक्स लाइक, व्हाट फाइटिंग बैक लुक्स लाइक, एंड ऑल्सो हाउ टू मैनेज टाइप 1 डायबिटीज. Hello, Mehak. Thank you so much for being here today. And this is the first time that we are going to pick up something so specific for a podcast.
Yeah.
Just now हम दोनों बात कर रहे थे, and we were just discussing which school did you go to, etc. And you told me that somewhere around 2007, which was just 2 years before you passed out from your school, you were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Can you take us to that moment कि किस तरह से वो पूरी स्टोरी
Right.
कहाँ से शुरू हुई?
So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's a very, very important topic and very less people talk about it. So thank you so much for covering it on your podcast.
Thank you.
And let me take you back to 2007, exact date, 1st Feb 2007.
Okay.
It was just 1 month before my class 10th board. So you know Indian culture, how important class 10th board is. I came back on 24th Jan 2007 from my school after having my last pre-board exam. And from that day onwards, I was literally not well. And everything we tried, we were going to doctors, homeopathy, Ayurveda, everything we were trying, that why is she not getting up? And the doctors just concluded it is exam stress. Until my grandmother said, let's get her body tested once. So I was very scared of needles. Then I never realized my life will end up with needles only. But
Irony.
yeah. So I was very scared of needles. But anyways, my grandmother pushed me that go and get the test once. As soon as we got tested, it was 2 p.m. time when my phone started ringing and there was a Lalpat lab calling directly to my parents and they said Mehak has to be rushed to hospital immediately because my blood sugars were 580.
Oh my.
So if you understand that normal sugars are somewhere between 80 to 120, I was at 580. And my mother couldn't make sense out of it. What are you people saying? She is just 15. So anyways, 2 p.m. Indian doctors, lunchtime, nobody was there available. And my father was also not at home, but fortunately there was one doctor available. So we rushed to his clinic and all he said was that she needs to be on insulin. And there was not much explanation, maybe because that was the time when he had to save me from going into diabetes ketoacidosis. I was just at the verge of going into the worst of decay. So doctor gave me insulin and I was sent home. So that's how I was diagnosed. It was a roller coaster ride, understanding 1 month after I have my class 10th board. And now I have a diagnosis. What it means, I didn't know anything.
It is. It must be really difficult because, even when you're telling, I'm having goosebumps. Just for the people who do not understand what diabetic ketoacidosis is, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, sure. So type 1 diabetes, first let's understand type 1 diabetes. I think because lot of people understand what is type 1 diabetes. See, type 2 diabetes is which you might have heard in your home, neighbor, anybody, old people having. That is when your body is producing insulin, but it is not absorbing the insulin in the right form, or maybe producing less insulin. But when it comes to type 1 diabetes, it's an autoimmune condition. That means your own body's cells, white blood cells or fighting cells, whichever easier thing you understand, have killed your insulin producing cells by mistake. And the moment your body regenerates those insulin producing cells, your own white blood cell again go and kill them. That is type 1 diabetes. When this happens, when your insulin producing cells are being killed, what happens? See, our body needs glucose to work on. Any cells need energy, right? Basic science. Cells need energy to work on, and energy comes from glucose. Now, for the cells to absorb glucose, we need insulin. Now, in my body, when insulin is not being produced, the glucose is free flowing in the blood. That is what is spiking my blood sugar. Now, because the glucose is free flowing in the blood, cell still needs energy. So, cell will start eating my fat.
Right.
And then this fat, when the cells are eating fat, then a substance is being produced in my body known as ketones. And when these ketones multiply on the larger level, that is the state, they become poisonous for us. We start vomiting, and then a lot of other symptoms happen. That is the state known as diabetes ketoacidosis.
Right. And in fact, it is a life-threatening condition.
It is.
Back in those days when we were, doing intensive practice, जिस तरह आपका केस था, a larger sum of people are diagnosed because of diabetic ketoacidosis, which is the sad part because there's not enough education around this topic.
Right.
And I am glad that people who are educating laymen in this particular topic, and also people who have suffered this thorough, I would say, ordeal of being diagnosed like that, are able to educate people so that they can be a little more mindful about things. Yeah.
Right. Now it is very important for us to talk about what are the symptoms that parents should look for.
Yeah.
Because in India is also the type 1. I think India is also the type 1 diabetes capital of the world, though we are not speaking about it. And stats on the online platform, they are little misleading. So the stats we have says that India has 10 lakh type 1s with 9 lakh lives already lost. However, these 10 lakh data has been taken only from the government hospital. And India is a place where more than 50% of people go to private practice.
Yeah.
So the data of private practice is still not recorded. So if we have 10 lakh on government hospital, I am 100% sure we have 15 lakh on private. So the total data would be somewhere around 25 lakh. Now these 25 lakh we were able to save. But what about those 9 lakh lives lost? It was because people didn't recognize the symptoms.
Yeah.
And these symptoms are very basic thing which we are not seeing. And I think school teachers, even parents, tuition teachers, everybody should look out for these symptoms. Those who are working with children should be aware of these symptoms. So I'll just tell you the 3 symptoms that we all should be aware
I
of.
think we will just talk about those symptoms. And here I would like to mention that this episode is not only for people in whose life there is no one who has type 1, which is great if they don't know, like if it is not happening to people, which is obviously the ideal scenario. But as an adult, as someone who lives in this world, it would be a good idea to know everything about this so that you can pass on this information to different people, right?
Yeah.
So great. So what are these red flag signs jo aap bata rahe ho?
Right. So for everyone, we have to be careful about these 3 things, which is excess hunger, excess thirst, and excess urination. These are very common things you will feel. And I'll tell you one common thing for me also. It was exam time, right? And if after every 30 minutes I'm saying, Mama, I'm hungry. Mama, I want to go to a washroom. Mama, I want to drink water. What is my mother thinking?
Bahane maar rahe ho.
Bahane maar rahi hai, padhna nahi hai, right? This is what happened. But actually I was suffering. So these 3 signs, the moment you start noticing excess hunger, excess urination, excess thirst, it should perk your ears कि कुछ गड़बड़ है, डॉक्टर से बात करनी चाहिए. Get your blood sugar tested. And I'll tell you one small story. One child got diagnosed because of the father had diabetes. They thought okay बच्चे का कर
करके
देते हैं.
देखते हैं ऐसे.
बच्चे का करके देखा, बच्चे को 400 था. So mother came to me and she said, Mehak, I regret that day that I pricked my child. So I said, you should be thankful to that day that saved your child. He was diagnosed before he could go into DKA.
Yeah.
And she said, but if I would have not done, he would have not been diagnosed. तो prick से diagnose नहीं होते हैं. Problem अंदर थी.
So true.
Yeah, so this is problem right now.
Yeah, actually. So you've been working with अच्छा फिर आगे आपका कैसे हुआ? How did you okay, so you were diagnosed with type 1 and you were obviously studying your studies and so you pursued your career after that into
Law.
something into law. uh, what changed? क्यों मतलब something must have happened है ना?
I'll-
So if you can just let's hear your story first
Okay.
है ना? Yeah.
So I'll tell you, I was miserable. Okay. I was diagnosed with type 1 and I was miserable for 10 years. My condition was lows, highs, everything. 2024, my state went bad. 2014. 2007, I was diagnosed. 2014, it started going worst. That is when doctor said, Mehek, why don't you shift on insulin pumps? Because no matter what we do, we are not able to control it.
तो ये जो वर्ष तक की जर्नी थी इसमें हो क्या रहा था आपके साथ? मतलब what were these episodes if you can tell?
Highs and lows. So I was somewhere on
Oh.
40, some days on 300. So I'll tell you, first mistake was mine. What is my mistake? I didn't know that as a pediatric, I have to go to a pediatric endocrinologist. I would go to any random doctor who has diabetes written on the board. And that is because nobody knows that we need to go to a specialist if you have a specialized condition. So we would go to any doctor, and every doctor I would go to say, you need pump, you need pump. So we realized, okay, I need pump. 2014, I was put on pump. 2017, my HbA1c was still 9.3. So irrespective of going to so many doctors. Now,
Just for the people, HbA1c basically denotes your average
Average
3-month
blood
sugar.
right?
Yeah.
So now the problem happened in 2014 to 2017. I was still bad. Then that's when I met AB. You have done a podcast with him.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So he has been a mentor to me. He's my life coach, and we were sitting one day. He was just teaching me about something, and we ordered food. I ordered burger, and he ordered salad. Like, why are you eating salad? You have one life, enjoy it. And then he said, Mehek, I would like to take care of myself. I said, see, what will you do? I took care of myself. I still got type 1 diabetes. Why do you want to take care of yourself? Why don't you enjoy your life? And that's when he said, Mehek, the problem is you have not accepted diabetes. Now, see, I was diagnosed in 2007. 10 years later, somebody comes and tells me you have not accepted diabetes. That was a shocker for me. I said, what do you mean? I'm doing everything what my doctor is saying, and you are saying I've not accepted diabetes. He said, that's the problem. You're again blaming your doctor. Can you tell me what you have done for your diabetes? I said, see, my doctor has told I need injection 3 times a day. I'm taking those injections. That's it. I said, no, that's wrong. Have you read about type 1 diabetes? And you know what I would say? Yeah, I've Googled it. So that is not going to help. So he handed me the first book on type 1 diabetes and he said, I want you to read it. Now, you see, I am from a commerce background. I've done law in my career and a science book. Everything is going over my head. I said, I cannot read this. He said, he being a retired army officer from the science field, he helped me read the book. So he would mark the lines, everything, and be like, Mehek, read this. This is, I think you are doing wrong. And literally, I have notes from that book in a notebook. I would copy it. I would read it. And 2017 to 2019, my HbA1c came to 6.3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And from there onwards, my journey started. I kept reading book after another. I have read now 20 plus books on type 1 diabetes, did course after course. And from 2019 till present state, my HbA1c has been less than 6.4. So,
was amazing.
yeah. So I went to one of the doctors, very excited. You know, I am doing this and I'm getting result. And doctor said, Mehek, this is not what is going to work. So I was surprised. Why is my doctor not listening to me? Something is working. That was keto diet. So
Oh, okay.
okay. So I was surprised why she's saying it will not work. I went to another doctor and he said, Mehek, wonderful. We have been failing you for so many years. Something is giving you result. You do it, but I want you to read about it and study about it professionally. He said, I don't want you to have half-cooked knowledge. If you can make the difference, let's make the difference towards the larger population. Now, every course I would apply for, I would get rejected because I am from commerce background, somebody who has done law. So I kept getting rejected. Meanwhile, COVID happened and I got COVID. Now, keto diet and COVID together was the biggest disaster one can do to themselves. Because you're not eating fruits. Nutrients and vitamins are not going inside. And to fight COVID, you need nutrients and vitamins. And that is when one of the books came into my life which said, you can eat anything and manage diabetes. So this is Mastering Diabetes. And second was Think Like Pancreas by Gary Scheiner. And these two books,
I like the title, Think Like
Think
Pancreas.
Like Pancreas. Yeah, that's like the Bible of diabetes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so these two books changed my entire way of looking. I stopped keto, but by the time I stopped keto, I had caused a lot of harm. So keto story, I'll tell you. Okay, I stopped keto, adopted a healthy lifestyle, learned all the concepts of diabetes management. And meanwhile, a young girl, 15-year-old girl came to me. She was in miserable state, 120 units of insulin in a day, 100 kg body weight, type 1 diabetes. I helped her, and within 3 to 6 months, we were able to reduce her insulin to 50%, 60 units in a day.
Wow.
And that is when her mother, my doctor, and AB, these three people were like, Mehak, do it professionally, please. You are going to help so many people. Even if it doesn't give you money, you do it professionally. That is how my entire journey started with type 1
This
diabetes.
makes so much of sense. Right. And since we were talking about the keto thing, so what was the experience of you?
So I'll tell you, initially I was inspired. Wow, you have to eat only cheese and your sugars are nice, right? And who doesn't love yours, right? So I was doing wonderfully well, beautiful results. I didn't realize just because it is keeping my sugars in control doesn't mean it is healthy for my body. So I was just looking at one parameter and not the overall health. So I was doing keto, but one day because of excess fat intake, I started having acid reflux. And I reached out to my keto mentor, and she's like, I don't know about it. You are different. I've never seen anybody's body react to it. Why is your body reacting? So I started studying acid reflux, and everything I read about acid reflux said your body is inflamed and you need to stop high fat food.
Right.
Right? Because keto, they don't understand the protein and fiber and everything has to be balanced. What they understand keto is keep eating fat. So the moment I started going to the regular diet, my body was not able to take it. I started having PCOS, acid reflux, water retention, and the body was inflamed. I was gaining weight at like huge speed because PCOS also, insulin resistance and PCOS also started happening. So I did a major harm to my body than doing any good. And from that day onwards, I decided nobody's good to do a keto diet, at least under me.
So just because we're talking about keto, I'll tell you what. I mean, scientifically speaking, of course, I mean, keto diet definitely does have its own merit.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But I'm not very sure. Again, I'm not an expert to talk about this, but being in the medical fraternity, keto diet is really good. I tried it myself, like I was telling you, to reduce the weight, and I was successful in doing that. So, but I did it like maybe for a tenure. Maybe it was a month thing that I did, and then again a month thing. When I was trying it for the third time, what they call keto flu, where after 4 or 5 days that it started happening, that didn't stop only. Like it was just like that. I was there like that for a week. And I just realized, no, it's not working. Started having these panic attacks. I don't know whether they were related or not, but in my mind, it got connected. And that day and today, I realized that I'm going to manage whatever the thing is by the regular food that everyone eats, being more mindful.
Right.
That's when we came across your video, and you had a similar philosophy about managing a proper condition like a type 1, right? And I said, no, we have to meet this person. We really need this information for the people.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, having said that, your background and everything, एक सिनेरियो लेते हैं कि एक बच्चे को टाइप 1 डायबिटीज डायग्नोज हो चुकी है. लेट्स से द किड इज इन 7th स्टैंडर्ड. इसके हम बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स डिस्कस करना चाहते हैं. फर्स्ट एस्पेक्ट वुड बी अबाउट द मेडिकल कंडीशन इन इटसेल्फ. वो डायग्नोज हुआ, everybody will talk about insulin and blood charts and the glucose intake, etc. So I am sure people understand this disease क्या है और क्या इसके इन बाकी चीजों की क्या importance है. I'm sure there must be certain things which do not really come up. What is the unsaid aspect of
So first I'll tell you, people don't understand it, but still let's talk about the unsaid aspect first.
Okay, then we'll also talk about the said aspects. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nobody talks about the mental health, the acceptance, the social stigma the child has to deal with. You know, a 7-year-old child, you're telling him that you have to be on injections throughout the life.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the way to break it to the child,
Yeah.
right? And there are so many things we are not able to connect with the child. The first thing the child has to do is, like, I don't know, I want to do it for every child. I want them to meet somebody else living with type 1 diabetes. I think every ped endo should hire one person living with type 1 diabetes. Why I'm saying that? I was talking to this 5-year-old young chap, 5-6-year-old, okay, very energetic, wonderful child. And on the call, he said, I wish my little sister also had type 1 diabetes, 2-year-old. I had goosebumps and literally tears. And I was like, why do you want that? Nobody wants that for their own sibling. And he said, I've never seen anybody else having this condition. Nobody in my family has it. Why me? So, as I said, from today onwards, I'm your sister. I also have type 1 diabetes.
Okay, that's so sweet.
So, you see, they want to connect. They want to understand what has happened. They are not alone in this.
Isn't that human nature actually? है ना?
Yeah, that's the
Right.
basic thing.
Yeah.
And we don't tell them you have type 1 diabetes. We tell them आज से चीनी नहीं खानी है, आलू नहीं खाना है, बनाना नहीं खाना है, बिस्किट नहीं खाना है, मैगी नहीं खानी है. So the moment you are starting something with such a negative scenario, how will they will be able to adjust with it? So there was a girl who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes on her birthday. And she said, Meg, for 10 years I've not cut birthday cake.
What?
So even if it is on birthday, I want them to say, okay, let's cut your cake, let's learn to manage. So I don't want it to start with your life stops. Your life starts here.
Differently. That.
Yeah, that's all. And the way we have to break it is your body is not producing one hormone, and that is what we will be giving you from outside. It is nothing different. It is very normal. There are so many other people living beautifully. If every doctor cannot have a clinic where they can hire a type 1, if you cannot hire, get associated with the communities. Even not that, just have a photo of a type 1 doing something crazy so that they get inspired. Oh, wow. Like, there are celebrities with type 1. Just have a photo of a celebrity in your clinic saying, see, he also has type 1.
Actually, and that helps because, you know, a lot of times when we are discussing about ASD, autism spectrum, and ADHDs, I personally have quoted some people in the, you know, who are popular
Right.
to the parents.
Right.
That gives them a hope. Okay, so oh, he has it. That person is like on the other end of intelligence, and if he has it, I'm sure, you know, that acceptance comes. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
I'll tell you one small thing. I was doing one Instagram live when this mother joined in and she said that, Mehak, my child is on keto diet only. I don't give her anything. So I said, no, from today onwards, your child will eat regular roti and everything. And you will not believe this small little girl immediately calls her father and says, Mama is talking to someone, and she says, I can eat regular roti.
Oh my God.
And this father rushes back home, joins the Instagram live, and he starts talking. What are you saying? Are you sure she can eat regular roti and all? So I said, yes. So I asked this little girl, what do you want to eat? And she said, आलू का पराठा. I was like, आलू का पराठा के लिए हम बच्चे को तरसा रहे हैं. मतलब उसने पिज्जा नहीं मांगा, बर्गर नहीं मांगा, no noodles, no fancy food. All she said was आलू का पराठा.
Imagine.
And I was like, what are we doing? Where the gap you see in the education it is so huge कि हम basic requirement भी नहीं दे रहे बच्चे को. So that's a problem.
I mean, happiness of smaller things
Yeah.
and kitna, right? So, you know, there's a island question hypothesis, ठीक है? और ये बिल्कुल भी मतलब related नहीं है type 1 से.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask you this thing,
Yeah.
ठीक है? And I'll tell you why I'm asking you this thing. Imagine महक को एक island पे छोड़ देते हैं. Island पे कुछ भी नहीं है अब, ठीक है? You have to survive yourself.
Right.
Genuinely बताना कि आपको ये कितना डर लगता है इस क्वेश्चन से, या do you think you'll be able to go through it, like कर लो
Without
it?
insulin, I don't think I'll be able to go more than 24.
Okay. Sorry. So forget about type 1 right now.
Yeah.
As a human.
So I'll tell you, I am a person who loves solo tripping,
Okay.
and I just went solo tripping to China.
Okay.
I feel if I can go solo tripping to China, I can survive.
Islands.
Yeah.
Okay. So why I asked you this, I'll tell you. If someone is diagnosed with a condition like type 1 and is going through so much in life, this. So there's so many lows that you have to come up again.
Right.
There's so many falls, you have to rise up again in a way.
Right.
It should develop a lot of resilience in you.
Right.
Right? Because that's the whole idea of building resilience. You fail, you get up, you fail, you get up, and having built resilience. So this is the question that you actually ask people, and a lot of psychologists, they ask people this question, island question, and they record the answer कि नहीं मैं ये सिचुएशन तो मेरे को डरा देती है, नहीं मैं तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा, नहीं ऐसा नहीं वैसा. So based on that, resiliences can also be kind of.
I'll tell you one thing. I give a very, very big credit to my coach,
Yep.
Dr. AV, because I would have said no initially. I was somebody who would not even go little far off without a parental care or someone, because I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Until I learned all these concepts of mental health, self-resilience, self-love, all these things. And today I come from a different space where I say that, yeah, I can go around the world alone and I'm much more happy alone. So
Actually, being happy alone is something that everybody needs to learn, especially in a world like today,
Yeah.
जहाँ पे हम एक मिनट भी अपने आप को अकेला छोड़ ही नहीं रहे हैं, है ना?
Right.
अगर हम अकेले भी हैं तो भी हमारा फोन हमारे साथ है, उसके अंदर का कंटेंट हमारे साथ है, and yeah, right. In fact, talking about AV, he is such a wonderful soul, and I don't know how did we even connect through, of course, one of these shows, and recently only I met him again,
Yeah.
and we are coming up with a different project soon.
Okay.
And he started, explaining me everything. Oh no, you do this, Gaurav. Don't do that, but do this. It should help you. I was like, yeah, is tarah ke log hain, which is great. So we talked about the unknown aspect of it.
Right.
Now let's talk about the known aspect. If you, यहाँ पे एक audience बैठा है, ठीक है? You want to educate them. Let's say यहाँ पे ना पेरेंट्स बैठे हैं 3 साल के बच्चे से लेके 13 साल तक के बच्चों तक के, and there is a possibility that type 1 might be existing in one of these. Whatever education you want to give to this generic population.
So first thing, obviously, I want to tell them the difference between type 1 and type 2, which I've already covered, but I want to tell you something more important here.
Yeah.
When a doctor breaks that child is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, the first thing we are not able to tell, we have to tell it. There's no cure in entire world. Okay, so generally why we don't tell it in the first meeting is we don't want to create fear. But what we don't realize is first meeting is the last meeting, because the moment you tell the child has type 1 diabetes, now this parent will go to 100 other people. So they'll go to they'll go to BK and all these other quack diets and everything. And when they come back, the condition is so much worse that it becomes difficult for us to save. So it is sad, we know it, that there is no cure, but we are not talking about it enough. And because of this, the people who are taking leverage are all these who are these quack people who say ki you take this kind of diet that will cure type 1, you do this kind of yoga that will cure type 1. Type 1 cannot be cured.
Yep.
Even in entire world, nobody has been cured yet. But this thing needs to be spoken very often on the first day in the right way.
Actually, yeah. So okay, fine. So this is one thing.
Yeah.
And what about other aspects, like generally? Yes.
So generally, I'll tell you few things that are very important to me. Acceptance, I've told you, and then it cannot be cured. Dealing with social stigma. So a lot of us talk about there is social stigma around type 1 diabetes. There's no awareness around type 1 diabetes. I always say that the root cause of social stigma lies in each of the person living with type 1 diabetes. So जड़ें जो हैं हमारे घरों से आ रही हैं, वो बाहर फैल गया है पे, बट हर टाइप 1 के घर में जड़ें हैं उसकी. सो व्हाई डू आई से दैट? जब लोग बोलते भी हैं तो मैं उसका रीजन बताती हूँ. द मोमेंट यू हियर दिस स्टेटमेंट, डोंट लेट एनीबडी नो यू हैव टाइप 1 डायबिटीज. You have given birth to social stigma.
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
What's the need to hide? So social stigma. When you say किसी को बताना नहीं, and funny thing, I recently got to know that doctors are telling them to not to tell anyone you have type
Wow.
diabetes. That was the most shocking moment for me. I said, how can a doctor say that? So, social stigma. Then, how to handle bad days? When the bad days happen, mostly we see the end of everything. We're like, oh my God, now complications will happen.
What do you mean by bad days in this
The-
scenario?
Yeah, so bad days is when insulin feels like water, no matter how much insulin you take, but your sugars are still going up, or you are having too many hypoglycemias, too many lows. Hypoglycemia is low sugar here, right? So,
And you generally feel very, very
Di-
weak, very dizzy, sweating, and all of that. Yeah.
so when these bad days happen, we generally think that, okay, we'll start having some complications. A beautiful thing which one of my doctor taught me is one day doesn't define your 3 months of HbA1c.
Yeah.
So that is again very important to let a person know that one bad day doesn't define your 3 months of HbA1c, and everybody has bad day. Even I have a bad day, irrespective of being a diabetes educator. We are trying to mimic a organ. We cannot mimic it to 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Good thing you are able to mimic, but the general guideline says you have to mimic it to 70 to 75% to have healthy life. Then next thing, which is again very important, is fear of hypoglycemia. Nobody talks about it, but again, the root cause of fear of hypoglycemia is in the doctor's clinic. So when a doctor says, high chali jaye, low mat hone dena, that is the time when the fear of hypoglycemia is born.
Yeah.
And when I talk to now seniors, and I talk to a lot of experts in hypoglycemia, they said, Mehak, our old understanding of hypoglycemia was completely wrong. The damage to the brain happens when your sugars are below 40 for more than 1 hour, which will not happen in every case. One odd case, we can still go there. But we need to understand that major hypoglycemia is a very rare scenario. You need to be aware about it, but don't create fear. So there's a mother of a 6-year-old so scared of hypos that she would not let her daughter's sugars come below 200. So now, is it going to cause good or harm? It will cause harm.
Yeah.
And now this girl has started showing some other conditions. Every time I talk to the mother, I'm like, why are you not doing it? And she said, the doctor said hypo nahi hone dena. So I said, I think you need to meet another doctor. Your understanding is wrong. And then I would not like to repeat what the line she said because it was extreme. But the doctor used extreme wordings to say, agar hypo ho gaya to bacche ke sath ye ho jayega. That is what stopped the mother to actually let
Yeah.
sugars come below 200.
मैं यही बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि एक वल्नरेबल इंसान है, बहुत वल्नरेबल इंसान है जब किसी के बच्चे को इस तरह का डायग्नोसिस हुआ है, या इवन अगर बच्चा खुद समझता है, समझदार है, मे बी इन अ टीनेजर लाइक योरसेल्फ यू आर, इफ यू टेल समथिंग लाइक दैट in that vulnerability, it has a different impression. Like that thing just hits you like a bullet. And why I can understand what you're trying to say here is, even I'm like being in that field and being trained professionally in the field of medicine, I remember the condition with a very close member, basically with my mother. She was a normal diabetic, right? So, type 2. And of course, like older age and other aspects. So 2 or 3 times what happened is, the hypos happened in the morning. She was on a long-term insulin. Yeah. And when the hypos happened in the morning, and since I was not there, and so there'll be some dizziness, and she would understand this is hypo. She used to have some Glucon-D around her. She'll just take a scoop and she'll be fine. And it was not like the way I'm saying, it was not that frequent, but it just like literally 3 or 4 times it happened. But because of those 3 or 4 episodes, I got panicked.
Right.
Okay. Now I am this person who knows literally the statistics, who has access to the right statistics, and yet being vulnerable,
Yeah.
has called. So what I used to do in the night, the dinner was done by, let's say 8 or 9. Dinner is done. उसके बाद भी मैं जाके 10, 11, 12 बजे have a cookie ना,
हाँ.
have a okay, नहीं, let's not give a simple carb cookie. Okay, घर पे complex carbs की cookies बनवा रहे हैं. So that fear.
Right.
And I can understand अगर parents इस तरह से कर रहे हैं type 1 में, तो कि मतलब जो आप बोल रहे हो, I can understand जो भी डॉक्टर ने बोली होगी वो चीज. Having that said, so how do parents manage this fear?
So I'll tell you. See, when you
Or you fear real है?
बिल्कुल real है. And Unfortunately, हमें बच्चों को कई बार anxiety medicines भी देनी पड़ती हैं to deal with this. But let me tell you, see, when your mother was going through, we were not having that much technologies.
Yeah.
Today, thanks to the people who are creating this, we have continuous glucose monitors.
Yes, yes, yes.
This continuous glucose monitor is a small device that goes on your skin that keeps giving you sugars on your phone continuously with alarms.
Yeah.
Right? So, what I have told everyone is, if you are scared, your alarm should ring at 90 and not at 70. So, if the alarm rings at 90, you don't have to treat them with a spoon of glucose. 90 alarm has to be treated with maybe 2 grapes,
Yeah, easily, like regular food.
regular, very small food, right? Because even if it is at night, you don't need to treat them completely. Maybe 2 grams of glucose or carbs is enough for that. So, my alarms change on the basis of the person I'm treating. Today morning, I had a call with the lady and she's 75 plus, living with type 1 diabetes for a longer period of time. Now, what we do, her alarms ring at 100 because, old age, and if alarms don't ring, she may not wake up that much. So, her alarm ring at 100. Same way, for a child, depending on the age of the child, I'll change the alarm timing. For myself also, my alarm rings at 75 so that I treat it at 75 rather than it going low and then it further keeps going low.
Yeah.
So this understanding, and if we all accept technology, our lives are going to simplify much further. But I also want to tell you one thing, like what you used to do to take a cookie and something. You know what? You might have heard, no? Diabetic को हर 2 घंटे में खाना चाहिए.
हाँ, ये इस तरह की बहुत सारा वो
Oh.
आता है, yeah.
You know who created this diabetic को हर 2 घंटे में खाना चाहिए? It was made by a biscuit company.
Can you imagine? I can't imagine.
So it was started by a biscuit company.
Okay.
Ad was by biscuit company which said हर 2 घंटे में diabetic को खाना चाहिए. And what started happening? Now diabetics are eating forcefully in every 2 hours and something like biscuit,
Yeah.
because that's the ad what was saying. And diabetics were gaining weight irrespective of having type 1, type 2, gestational. The weight gain, obesity became a problem. So now even type 1s were also having insulin resistance because of weight gain. And now they were thinking, नहीं खाएंगे तो hypo हो जाएगा. Your dosage should be set in such a way कि hypo होना ही नहीं चाहिए. Hypo percentage should be less than 3 to 2%.
So considering 2 to 3% in that manner, what was happening? Just जैसे मैंने बताया 3 या 4 episodes of वो. In fact, मैं तो वो भी ये बोलूँगा कि the recorded sugar at that level, because it was my mom, so I remember it very categorically. It was 57 was the least that I have recorded, which is like, okay, it's manageable, very manageable, right? वहाँ पे वो emotions आ जाते हैं, so you become extra वो. Having all of that said, you talked about CGMs, ठीक है? Continuous glucose monitoring equipments, right? In India, so we're not going to go with the brand names and other things. I'm just talking generically. In your experience, like, are CGMs very accurate?
So initially we didn't had many CGMs, but now we have good CGMs available. And thankfully, the government has opened the route for China trade also to some extent.
Yeah.
So we are able to get affordable one from China
Okay.
and good brands from Europe and UK and US. So we do have good CGMs now.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very good CGMs, in fact, with all alarms. And so initially we had flash glucose monitor. Flash glucose monitor is where you take a phone, flash, and it would give you readings.
Yeah.
Okay. And before that, we had were blind CGMs. Blind CGMs were where the doctor would extract the report and see it for 14 years. Now, then came flash glucose monitor, but today we have continuous glucose monitor where phone is getting data for every 2 to 3 minutes reading you get. And generally it is said CGM is accurate if it gives you plus minus 30 readings.
Yeah.
So what we are getting here are enough. Plus minus 30 is there.
13 or 30?
30.
But 30 अगर हम एक 90 की बात कर रहे हैं तो वो अगर 60 भी आ रहा है तो हम उसको
So that is why every CGM has a something called as calibration, which has to be done every 12 hours.
Okay.
Okay, but still, see, when it is fast dropping, now CGM cannot catch that fast drop. It may show 90, and if you are feeling the symptoms of 60, you have to cross check. That is why we say that no matter how much technology comes in, we cannot let go of the traditional finger prick SB has to be there.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure since so much has come up, and at least CGMs can be really of a great help, especially in type 1 per se. I just want to point out here, since we are coming from what you said is a blind
Glucose monitoring.
blind glucose monitoring, say हम यहाँ तक आ गए हैं, I'm sure in a couple of years we'll be at a very accurate
Very
CGM.
Yeah, yeah.
Also. But also I recently मैं गया, I was in one of these malls. CGMs are also being sold in the
Fashion.
and I would say also for weight loss, right? So I was there with my brother, and he is type 2 diabetic, and little I would also consider myself a little overweight, and he himself was. So we thought, okay, we'll take this, since the life of one CGM was 14 days.
Yeah.
Let's say let's do this, and let's l- like make date of everything that we eat. We don't change our lifestyle, and we see how it goes. So we did that. We became a little more mindful.
Right.
ठीक है, तो आज मैंने रात को ना सारा खाने के बाद थोड़ा सा एक बर्फी का टुकड़ा ले लिया,
अरे।
खा लिया। अरे ओ ये तो ये हुआ। नेक्स्ट डे नहीं यार, मीठा तो खाने का मन कर रहा है, लेट मी जस्ट टेक लाइक यू सेड ग्रेप। उस दिन भी ग्रेप ही लिया था ना, वी टुक अ ग्रेप। सही है। द नेक्स्ट डे मैंने नहीं यार, मन तो और मीठा खाना है, इसको ना चॉकलेट में कवर करके मैं फ्रिज में रख देता हूँ। And from that day till now, I always have in my fridge a lot of grapes covered in chocolate. Just pick up one or two of them. My craving for sweet is gone. But that consciousness came from that CGM. I knew everything what I was eating and wo kitna.
Right.
So I think this also helps in.
Definitely. But okay, I'll tell you a plus and minus of it.
Huh.
CGM, beautiful device if we use it wisely. Okay. Especially for gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, it is going to reverse their life if they use it mindfully. Unfortunately, you might have seen lot of influencers have started using CGM to promote, oh, you see this food causes spike, this food doesn't cause a spike. These influencers don't have diabetes, pre-diabetes, or any kind of condition.
Yeah.
This made CGM a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Now, because CGM became a fashion statement, the product, when I purchased my first CGM, was 1,600 rupees.
Really?
Yeah.
And right now it is like around 7,000 tak bhi aa raha hai wahi same.
Yeah, since you purchased from a different brand, 5,000, 4,000, so hamare liye it is 4,000 rupees. Imagine, I can afford 4,000 rupees every 14 days. But what about a child who's from because type 1 diabetes doesn't ask you what profession you have. We have a rickshaw wala whose daughter is type 1 diabetes. Can he afford 8,000 rupees ke 2 CGMs in a month? Plus
Insulin, yeah.
cost. So that's a problem.
Are there programs which cover all of this in India? Yeah.
Insulins, yes. CGMs are not covered yet.
But CGMs are covered internationally under insurance.
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
internationally everything is covered. India, we are still struggling with CGM. There are a lot of NGOs who are doing wonderful work. So one of my friends, Rekha, is there in Uttarakhand, Dehradun, and she just got her NGO to cover CGMs for the kids. Because the more we cover CGMs, we make their life easier.
So like we were discussing, so let's say अब एक बच्चे को diagnosis हो गया and वो बच्चा आगे move हुआ, उसको treatment मिल गई, सब कुछ. But we are here also to understand how nutrition plays role. आपने बिल्कुल सही बोला कि अगर बच्चों को ये बता दो कि आज से ये नहीं खाना, ये नहीं खाना, ये नहीं खाना, ये नहीं खाना, उसके लिए तो आपने जिंदगी वैसे ही वो कर दी कि यार अच्छा मेरी जिंदगी में ऐसा क्या हो गया, राइट? सो इफ यू कैन गिव मी सम पॉइंट्स
Right.
जो parents of type 1 diabetic children can understand how they can manage. जैसा आपने बताया कि आप सेम आटा खा सकते हो, and that kid was so happy.
Yeah.
So you know how these people can eat the same food being more mindful.
Yeah, so I'll tell you something. थोड़े दिन पहले ना इंस्टाग्राम पे मैं ऐसे Q&A कर रही थी, तो किसी ने मुझसे पूछा, आई एम अ मिडिल क्लास पर्सन, कैन यू टेल मी अ डाइट फॉर माई सेल्फ? और आप सोचो उसको मिडिल क्लास पर्सन लिखने की क्या जरूरत थी? दैट मीन्स जितने भी लोग हम टाइप 1 की रिलेटेड डाइट प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, हम कुछ फैंसी मटेरियल प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. ऑब्वियसली आई अंडरस्टैंड ब्रांड कोलैब्स, मेरे को भी ब्रांड कोलैब्स आते हैं, बट एवरी ब्रांड कोलैब दैट कम्स टू मी, आई टेल देम आई हैव वन रूल, आटा नहीं चेंज कराऊंगी.
बिल्कुल.
So why that rule? I myself travel a lot. I've traveled entire world. I've stayed in hostel. If my mother would have given me any fancy atta like black wheat atta or khapli atta, would I be able to adjust in that hostel? No, because hostel is not going to cook a special food for me. So my first rule of nutrition is give them the regular food that you eat.
Yeah.
What they need to be mindful of is balanced meal. Balanced meal सिर्फ साइंस की बुक तक रह गया है.
सही बात बोल रहे हो,
Right.
बिल्कुल, yeah.
वो कभी साइंस की बुक से घर ही नहीं गया और हर एक ने पढ़ा है अपनी साइंस की बुक में that we all have to eat balanced meal. To manage diabetes, this is the only concept, only rule, any kind of diabetes. The moment you follow that plate method that was read in science book, which said 50% vegetable, 45% 50% vegetable, 25% carbs, 25% protein, 10% fat, 10% dairy. The moment you start following that, life is sorted. So, इसी balanced meals चाहिए हमारे को, हर एक को बस यही follow करना है. अब salads means vegetables and all, your सब्जी, घर की सब्जी भी. एक सब्जी, एक दाल, एक फ्रूट, एक रोटी, दही, ये अगर हम यही बेसिक चीज़ें खाना शुरू कर दें ना, तो कोई भी जना होगा वो अपनी शुगर मैनेज कर पाएगा. But like I was sharing with you, I want to speak again. We need to remember we are in Swiggy generation. Okay? This generation will be ordering from outside.
Yeah.
All we have to teach them is what to order. Don't say बाहर का खाना नहीं खाना है. Now when a child comes to me like 15 दिन में तो खा सकते हैं ना, मैं कहा हर हफ्ते खाएंगे, बट क्या खाएंगे ये हम डिसाइड करेंगे. सो जब आप उसको पता है कि रिस्ट्रिक्शन ही नहीं है, सो आई ऑलवेज से स्कैरसिटी क्रिएट्स क्रेविंग्स.
ये सच है, बिल्कुल.
है ना. तो अब वो स्कैरसिटी खत्म कर दो. टॉफी खानी है, अच्छा यहाँ टॉफी है, ये सब पड़ा है. बी माइंडफुल, आप जब टॉफी खाओगे उससे पहले आपने देखना कि आज मैंने अपनी रूटीन में दाल खाई थी, आज मैंने सैलेड खाई थी, ये सब चीजें आप खाओगे. और आप देखना द मोमेंट थिंग्स आर इजीली अवेलेबल, क्रेविंग्स ही खत्म हो जाती हैं.
बिल्कुल.
सेम वे इट इज विद चॉकलेट्स. जैसे आपने करा, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग नो, कि आपने ग्रेप के ऊपर चॉकलेट कर लिया. सो आई ऑलवेज से दैट यू टेक नट्स, चॉप देम, put 1 cube of chocolate, chop them. Now this you make it as a small snack. ये बच्चे का स्कूल टाइम स्नैक है. क्या हुआ, सिर्फ हमने नट्स के थ्रू उसको विटामिन्स भी मिल गए एंड
मिनरल्स
फैट चले गए, गुड फैट चला गया, चॉकलेट चली गई, चॉकलेट में भी फैट है, स्पाइक भी नहीं आएगा, कोई कार्ब्स भी ऐसा नहीं है, प्लस एक बच्चे को जो उसको खाना था उसको मिल गया. सो दिस इज लाइक फ्रूट एंड नट चॉकलेट बट इट इज होममेड. सो सेम वे फूड इज ऑल अबाउट प्लेइंग विद द इंग्रेडिएंट्स टू मेक इट हेल्दी. ना छोटा बच्चा अगर मेरे पास आता है तो आई ऑलवेज टेल देम, पेरेंट्स कहेंगे मैं वेजिटेबल्स नहीं खाते, तो मैंने कहा चलो लेट्स डू कलर डेज. मंडे आई ईट ओनली रेड फूड, रेड दाल, रेड वेजिटेबल, रेड फ्रूट. Okay, now this becomes interactive for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and child has to go while you are shopping. So child को जितना involve करके अपने आप try करेगा. And I have seen a 5-year-old girl eating beans saying I love beans. सिर्फ beans खा रही है, sorted beans. तो अगर 5 साल की खा सकती है तो बड़े भी खा सकते हैं. बिल्कुल. और जब वो कहते हैं ना कि हमारा बच्चा फसी ईटर है, 90% लिखवा लो पेरेंट्स
भी फसी ईटर है. बिल्कुल, आई ऑलवेज से दिस. इनफैक्ट लाइक आई से ना कि मतलब मैं अपने सिनेरियो में बता रहा हूँ. आई बिकेम फादर इन 2019 एंड दैट इज नॉट अ थिंग that my daughter doesn't eat.
Right.
And the reason is just this, ki there was nothing special that was made for her.
Right.
Like whatever the meal is on the table, this is what we're going to eat. And but मैं था बस ईटर, बट जब वो हुई और जब वो खाने लगी तो मुझे लगा अब मेरे पास 2 ही चॉइसेस हैं, या तो ये ऐसे खाएगी जैसे मैं खा रहा हूँ या फिर मैं अपने आप को सही कर लूँ. आई हैव एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू स्टार्ट माय लाइफ अगेन अबाउट दिस रिलेशन विद फूड. सो वी डिड द लैटर एंड थैंक्स टू माय वाइफ देयर. बट या we talked about the nutrition part and we said being mindful about it. उसको सही अगर हम बैलेंस रखें और डोजेज सही रखें अपने खाने की तो या इट गोज ग्रेट. That is obviously something which goes for everybody.
Right.
But then there are also modalities of treatment. We talked about CGM. ऐसे ही इंसुलिन पंप्स होते हैं और ऐसे ही ऐसा भी होता है कि सीजीएम और इंसुलिन पंप आपस में कनेक्टेड रहते हैं कि अपने आप ही वो मेजर कर रहा है कि शुगर नीचे जा रही है तो ऊपर जा रही है तो उसने
डिलीवर कर.
सो कैन यू टेल मी द सिनेरियो ऑफ इंसुलिन पंप्स इन आवर कंट्री, लाइक कितने बच्चे यूज करते हैं?
सो आई टेल यू, जो आपने बताया जहाँ पे पंप एंड सीजीएम टॉक कर रहे हैं उसको हम AID, ऑटोमेटिक इंसुलिन डिलीवरी सिस्टम कहते हैं.
राइट.
फॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में एक ऑटोमेटिक इंसुलिन डिलीवरी पंप है, एक ही कंपनी का है. और इनफैक्ट इंडिया में एक ही पंप कंपनी है एज ऑफ नाउ. वी हैव अराउंड 12,000 इंसुलिन पंप यूजर्स, जिसमें से automatic insulin pump users सिर्फ 1200 है.
I don't even have a word for this. मतलब हमने क्या 10 लाख reported cases, 25 लाख probably unreported cases, and हम
हाँ. So why so? It's the cost. Automatic insulin delivery system outside India fully covered है insurance में, and if you also buy off counter, the cost is 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs. इंडिया में वही पंप 6 लाख का है, and it is for only 4 years. Plus monthly cost of staying on that automatic insulin delivery system is 20,000 per month. इतना कॉस्टली अफोर्ड करना इंडिया में बहुत मुश्किल है. मतलब मैं खुद ही ऑटोमेटिक इंसुलिन डिलीवरी सिस्टम पे नहीं गई हूँ अभी तक. इट्स नॉट दैट आई कैन नॉट अफोर्ड, बट व्हेन आई टॉक टू दोस किड्स आई वांट टू फील व्हाट दे आर फीलिंग. मेरे लिए बहुत आसान है कि मैं ये पंप्स पे चली जाऊँ क्योंकि आई कीप ट्रैवलिंग अब्रॉड ऑल्सो, सो आई हैव सीन द टेक्नोलॉजी वेरी क्लोजली. बट व्हेन they know I am on pump and they have to prick every day, they feel I don't understand that feeling. Now I'm trying to get this at much affordable rate through China, but there's a huge gap. Technology acceptance में बहुत बड़ा gap है अभी हमारी country में.
क्योंकि एजुकेशन ही नहीं है इस चीज में ना.
Yeah.
हम तो डायग्नोसिस की एजुकेशन पे ही गैप फील कर रहे हैं, तो अभी इस ट्रीटमेंट के लिए तो इट्स अ लॉन्ग रोड. या ओके, वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सोशल स्टिग्मा अराउंड दिस. एक ऐसे माइंड में मेरे क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, सो आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग, लेट्स से समवन इज डायग्नोज्ड विद टाइप 1, एंड अभी रिसेंटली ना हमारे एक टॉक शो में एक गेस्ट आए थे, उन्होंने बताया था कि they were just talking about different marriages that are happening, and you know how people would screen the other party for certain conditions, and which is becoming very popular these days. So how about in this condition, like have you come across such?
many. So I'll tell you, marriage and type 1 is a difficult condition. Okay, from being rejected because you have type 1 diabetes, that is one thing. But the bigger problem is from my own community. Why do I say so? I have seen people who hide that they have type 1 diabetes and get married. So I'll tell you 2 case scenarios that came to me. I've seen divorces happening because of this, but I'll tell you the 2 scenarios that were very close to me. First scenario where this chap calls me and says, "Ma'am, मेरी शादी को 1 साल हो गया है. मुझे type 1 diabetes 5 साल से है. My wife doesn't know I have type 1 diabetes."
तो वो घर पे इंसुलिन भी ले रहा है, सब कर रहा है, उसकी वाइफ को
मैंने
नहीं
कहा कैसे कर रहे हो? एंड 1 साल में कहीं घूमने भी गए होंगे ना, ही सेज वो मेरा तरीका है मैनेज करने का, मैं प्लान करके चलता हूँ. मैंने कहा मूवी देखने जाओगे तो क्या करोगे? मैम वो मेरे को तरीके आते हैं. एंड देन आई सेड व्हाट डू यू वांट टू डू? ही सेज माय वाइफ इज प्रेग्नेंट. नाउ यू नो व्हेन अ वाइफ इज प्रेग्नेंट वो पूछेंगे ना कि फादर को क्या कंडीशंस है, मदर को क्या कंडीशन है. ही सेड व्हाट डू आई डू? नाउ being an educator, I have to take care of this person because he's part of my community. First is obviously you will get scold him, right? But I don't want to scold him because I know where he's coming from. And I was glad that he talked about it with me. So I said, okay, we'll play a small fake drama here. I want you to go to your doctor and diagnose you of today. Tell him to cut down all the proper back data and say from today you were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, so that at least we can give the right data to the doctor when your child is being born.
Yep.
That is where I was able to save this person. But there was another case that happened in village. This was shared with me by a doctor, where they said this girl had type 1 and she kept hiding it from her family until she got pregnant. What she did, she stopped taking insulin when she was pregnant, and one day she fainted because of decay. And when she was taken to hospital, she said, "Diagnose me as gestational diabetes." So that was so much of risk to take, no? But unfortunately, the family got to know and they left the girl there. But see, this is the gap. Community has to speak about it openly. Marriage is just one part of the life, not the entire life. Unfortunately, in India, we consider it as a very big part. But
And I think that burden probably spoils more marriages rather than, blossoming
Exactly.
them.
Yeah. And with type 1 diabetes, it is not just getting married, staying married is also a problem.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things we have to see and compromise on. So whether it is your sexual relation or your lifestyle, maybe your spouse wants to go on a party, but you are having a low sugar and you're like, no, sorry, today I cannot. Now the spouse has to understand. And again, sexual relation, you are in the act, hypo happens, hyper happens. Both of the parties have to understand these things. So it is not just getting married, staying married is also a problem.
So, are there like scenarios in your field where uh, a person who's married to a person with a type 1, do you do like these spouse counselings and
Yeah. So I do keep getting lot of calls where they come with saying, my boyfriend has type 1, my girlfriend has type 1, should I marry them? So initially, I was very attached to type 1. I was like, yeah, why not? Marry them. But later on, this thought came, if this person really loves this person, you are girlfriend and boyfriend for so many years,
question?
why would you marry me, ask me just before getting that marriage? So now I've stopped saying it. I said, see, if you have doubt, I want you to stop here itself rather than going forward. Because you know what? If the person has doubt, no matter anything happens, they're going to blame your type 1 diabetes in future. So all I tell them is better to stop right now. Because if you have not questioned their type 1 diabetes over your 5 years or 7 years of relationship and you're questioning me now, it's time to stop. So we have to change this thing. If people come to me that, okay, Mehek, my son is non-diabetic and somebody with diabetes wants to marry, that is where I counseled them and I say, okay, yeah, you can get married. Only thing I want you to know is what is their creatine level. I hope they don't have any other complications. If they have, they tell you in advance. And then if you're comfortable, you get married. So these are the basic things which I tell. Uh, I recently, a message came to me where this chap got a proposal, and this chap is not diabetic, he's my family related, and he got a proposal from a girl who has type 1 diabetes. Girl is using the best of the technology, family is supportive, girl is educated. So they asked me, Meg, what should we see? I said, only if she has any complications, she should tell you in advance, nothing else. You can go and get married.
Makes sense, yeah. Uh, when you were telling about all of this, I was just thinking, few years back, even now also, there's so much of campaign against, a campaign for awareness about mental conditions. And a lot of bigger film stars, they opened up about their depression, like even Deepika Padukone spoke about it. And after that, a lot of people who were into the television industry, they started speaking. After that, a lot of people in the general public started speaking about it on their Instagram and all. That awareness came. And I have so many years, I've never even thought that another disease can have this angle of being a taboo to speak about. And speaking about that, and you were talking about villages, do you have more scenarios in villages where such things might have happened, or villages or not villages, like wherever?
Shall I tell you, villages are much more problematic areas, problematic in terms of acceptance. So, first thing I'll tell you about this young girl. I heard her story, and everybody in the room was crying when she told us about her story. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and her father and mother put her in the room and they put the room on fire. I was like, what?
Shit, this is real.
This is real. And
ये कितने साल की थी तब वो?
I think she was around 10, 12 years old. She ran from that room by God's grace and she reached the NGO of type 1 diabetes. So there was an NGO who was helping her, but the parents said, she's a burden on us. Who will get married to her? And that's how the thought process is in village. She ran to the NGO, she reached this NGO, and while I'm telling you, I still have goosebumps because the flashback is coming there. NGO people saved her and adopted her. This girl today not only is married, blessed with a baby child, and is also a teacher.
Wow.
So this was one aspect. There are two recent, one is an older one, but second is a recent one. You can even read about it on Google. The first, this aspect was in Tamil Nadu, where a father had one daughter with type 1. And then after some time, the second daughter also had type 1 because, it isn't family now. He went to the sea and entire family jumped. So
You mean the mother, father, and the daughters?
both the kids, they They killed themselves because the father said, I cannot take the burden of having my both child's type 1 diabetes. And recently there was a case in news where the father was going through some bad debt. We didn't know that who he is from community. We are still not able to trace him. But in his suicide note, it was found he has written, I don't even have money to buy insulin for my child. So he had committed suicide. So that means people are struggling because they don't know. And I'm sure this person was not in touch with the community, because if he would have been in touch with the community is so strong together that they not only help you get free insulins, but even your medical other things are taken care of. So this is happening because people don't know that such a strong community exists, because they're not talking about it openly.
Can you like just tell like what are these communities, and if somebody's looking out for, where should they look out for?
Yeah, so we have very strong government communities, non-government communities around type 1 diabetes. So what are these communities? These are basically, like, suppose I am type 1 and I'll create a community of people who will come together and they will help each other in the community. So some of the communities I'll tell you, the famous one is Diabesties, coming out of Gujarat, which take care of insulin of all the small villages in the Gujarat. Second one is Udai. It is in Uttarakhand, Dehradun. Again, beautiful community. Delhi, we have Yog Dhyan Foundation. Again, wonderful. Diabetes Fighter Trust, very good. Diya is diabetes in young and adults. So there are a lot of organizations. Then we have TNT, Tamil Nadu Foundation, Type 1 Foundation. So we are trying that every state should have one community of their own. But if not, you reach any interstate community also, they try to send help in your own state or cities.
It was just because of the unawareness that such calamities happen.
Have happened, yeah. Because they don't know that there are people who exist they can talk to. And
And just
Yeah.
because when you said this, where did I go in this podcast? Where you started this from? That a child wished that his younger sibling, 2 year,
Right.
just to connect with somebody who has it.
Right. And unfortunately, this Tamil Nadu incident, Tamil Nadu community is the strongest of all. And still it happened. And these people, wonderful people, Tamil Nadu people are, they have open homes. You walk in and say that I've been diagnosed, they will sit with you and help you accept it. Yeah.
So good people are there.
Yeah,
And education needs to be the number one priority right now for this. We have talked about different aspects. एक एस्पेक्ट जो यूनिवर्सली सारे बच्चों की लाइफ में होता ही है इज स्कूल. When they are studying in a school, what sort of challenges do they face? I mean, I'm sure recently only there was this panel discussion that I was on, and we were talking about different situations where ADHD and ASD children are actually having been included, but also there is a sense of not so much of inclusion that is able to happen. Maybe it's because of lack of education, maybe it's because lack of facility, but yes, people should work towards that. In type 1, how are things schools are related?
I'll tell you, some schools are very good, very supportive. So I know a school in Bangalore that has 8 kids with type 1. So because the school is so supportive, everybody wants to put their kid in that school. Some schools are worst. Worst in the sense, I'll tell you, first of all, I'll say it happened in my school. That was the worst thing. I'll not take name of my school here.
Yeah.
But when I was diagnosed, I didn't face any discrimination. Until recently, a young chap from my school reached out to me saying, I'm in class 10th and I have to give board, but the school is not supporting me. I was surprised that my own school is doing this, because I go to schools, I speak about type 1 diabetes in schools, I make teachers aware about type 1 diabetes. I'm also in UK, I attended a training where I'm a expert in training schools on type 1 diabetes. So it was shocking to see that. But the worst case scenario happened in one school in Pitampura, where they said, we'll not let the child come back to school. So I was shocked. I went to the school. The principal refused to meet me because I have no one. Right? So I said, I want to meet the school doctor. Every school has a doctor.
Yeah.
Now, this doctor was a very senior doctor. And he said, Mehek, I don't mind child coming to school. Only thing is, child will not be given insulin in school. Now, 8 hours without insulin, it's not possible.
Yeah.
A type 1 needs insulin in school. So I said, what do you want? That the child should not eat in school? So he said, no, we don't want to take the responsibility. I said, mother will come in school and give the insulin. Said, no, we don't want to give any insulin in school. And that's a very big problem. Some of the doctors also say that, yeah, what's the need of insulin in school? Give them insulin which works for 6 hours or 8 hours. It doesn't happen that way. Because type 1 diabetes, the insulin is to be given when the child is eating food. And school lunchtime is such a precious time. Of my all memories, I still remember it was eating lunch from different people's lunch boxes, right? You used to celebrate that, and now this child cannot eat any other food because of no insulin. You have to give him low carb food or something like just cucumber or a boiled egg to eat. I was totally against it. So, good thing is we have an organization by the name of ISPE, which is Indian Society of Pediatric and Adolescent Endocrinology, which is creating very good educational videos for schools to understand what is type 1 diabetes. Bad thing is lack of acceptance that is still happening in school. And every year we have at least 2 to 3 cases where we have to go and fight with the school to accept the child. Children are being refused to go to picnic or anything because we don't understand. See, I understand the fear where teachers are coming from. What if something worst happens? We have solutions for that. So if you are scared of taking the child to the picnic, we say that you take the mother as a supporter, but she will not come anywhere near you. She'll be just in the vicinity of the entire thing. But she'll not come anywhere near until something happens. That is one way. Another way is where we educate them and help them on understanding how to handle the worst case scenarios also.
Okay. So one representative can be educated in
Yeah,
this
in the
regard.
school, right.
But it's manageable according to you very much,
100%.
right?
In UK, it is compulsory for the school, if a child is having type 1 diabetes, it is compulsory for the school to have 2 teachers trained to manage type 1 diabetes.
But that should be the thing. In fact, uh, I don't know if it is the rule or not, but you will hardly find people who are even trained in life support,
Yeah,
right?
right. It should be a rule.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when we were kids, I remember when I was doing my schooling, they would keep happening these workshops about a ALS. Advanced life support was a little difficult, but at least life support was your basic life support. Yeah,
They should understand these basic, at least CPR.
तो आना ही चाहिए ना लोगों को बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से डेफिनेटली if it's a school setting denying
Yeah, so there is this one child. He had one low in school. Okay, and it was not extreme low. It was somewhere around 60, 65. Now the teacher has made a rule he cannot be in any sports activity. Now this child keeps crying. He's like every call he'll come and he says 6 years old. He'll come. When can I start playing sports? When I start playing sports? And then what I did, I said, you go to school. We changed the low alarms to 90. Tell the teacher that, see, hypo is 70 below. Alarm will ring at 90. You treat at 90, the child is safe. Alternatively, we have to take the phone from the teacher and stop giving her all the alerts, which I don't want. I want the teacher to be involved. But if they don't help us, then we'll have to take the extreme steps.
yeah. In fact, when you told about this thing कि वो बच्चे को मना कर दिया, देखिए, of course you want to keep kids safe. That's understandable, and I wouldn't really even say from teacher's point of view that she's also just trying to be cautious, right? But having all of that said, there is another element which is just going totally unnoticed. The impact of this not being able to play on child's future, this thing, है ना? वो जो उसकी emotional intelligence बननी थी, जो
Development.
I mean, there's so many things around that. So I think we have discussed at length with so many stories. Some are painful, some are inspiring. We want to understand how do you manage your life. So I understand that you are a type 1 who was diagnosed in the teens.
Yeah.
You have done a proper education in a particular field. You decided to change from that field and you had been traveling world and all the more solo. So you're as much living a regular life as possible with having type 1. And for someone who has type 1, probably this is the ideal scenario, right? So how, like, what does Mehak do when she wakes up till when she goes back to bed in the night? How your regular day looks like, and how does your bad day look like?
So I'll tell you. First of all, I'll tell you, my journey of self love has helped me accept diabetes on a different level. The days I started loving and accepting myself, things changed. And for me, a good day looks like waking up at 9 p.m. GTL. The moment I wake up, the first thing I do is prick myself, check if my CGM is calibrated.
Oh my God, can I just stop you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that moment, you said that for me, a good day seems like when I wake up at, if you put a fill in the blank after that, everyone who does not have a type 1 will fill in with the time.
Yeah.
I wake up at 7 a.m. A good day look like I wake up at 8. And you just said I wake up at 90 mg. And I mean,
That's true. I always say that before I put the feet on the floor, I have to check my sugars.
yeah.
Right? So before I wish good morning, I have to check my sugars. So when I wake up, the first thing I do is I turn on the light, take my thyroid medicine, and I check my
So you do a prick?
prick and cross check. It is compulsory. The first morning prick should be done.
Okay.
Right? And
And then you cross check through your CGM.
cross check with my CGM. And now, because there are a lot of phenomena and hormones in the morning, if need be, I take my first shot. If need be, because that's very independent. And obviously, get freshen up, get ready. That's after getting ready, I take my dosage, calculate my carbs, have my breakfast. After that, I am on back-to-back client meetings and client calls, team meetings, because for me, education is everything. So I take my meetings. Some good days, I exercise in the morning before the client meeting starts.
Okay.
Otherwise, exercise, I have to just steal in time in between.
Okay.
But if you ask me, the day I love the most is the day I exercise in the morning. Well, I know that the bigger part is taken care of.
So it is only because of the time limitation.
Time limitation.
Okay, yeah.
If you ask me, the best thing is to exercise in the morning.
Yeah.
And for kids in the evening. Then after evening again, if I have some time, I try to do is any phone calls I have to do, I walk and do it because I have to take care of my number of steps I'm walking. And then my calls end at 10:30 or 11 in the night because mostly parents and everybody gets free in the night. So I do my training sessions in the night.
Okay.
And all this while in between comes your sugar testing, eating,
Okay.
and checking your blood sugars. So for me, the days are pretty packed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to bad day, that's the most difficult day. That means when you wake up either low or either high. If you wake up high, you're mostly puffed up. You feel it's difficult to get out of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
You're drowsy or there's no energy. Or even if you wake up low again, there's no energy.
Yeah.
That is what a bad day looks like because now when you have woken up with no energy, you are not going to exercise. When you're not going to exercise, it means entire thing falls apart. So everything for a person living with diabetes, I think, starts with the morning sugars.
Yeah.
That impact your day. Highs and lows will always be part of it. For me, how I performed an entire day, like earlier I used to be freak about it. Oh, my day is not good. Oh, my day is bad. But now I've started looking at a bigger picture. It's not about one day. It's about my 3 months or 15 days, how I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And earlier I used to be very strict that I want 90% time in range only. Time in range is how much percentage of time you're between 70 to 180. Until a doctor, Dr. Pratik Chaudhary, he's in UK, he shared a wonderful story with me. I think that's the best story to end it also.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. He said, Mehak, there were 2 kids. Both used to go to best college. This one child would not do anything in the life, only study. Got 90%, got job in Google. He was very happy. Right? And there was this another gift. Always happy, playing, had girlfriend, partied, everything, got 75% time in ring. Do you know what? 75% result. Do you know what? He got the same job in Google. Now, this 90% shy person is thinking, wish I also had enjoyed all, right? Because we have got the same position job. It similarly is your blood sugar. You can be always focusing on blood sugar, get 90% time in range, but the person who is getting 75% time in range has the same risk of comorbidities as you in 90%. So give yourself some free time.
Yeah.
that changed my entire perspective
So
of my
there's a
day.
couple of bad and good, couple of those bad days will really not make a large impact in the
Yeah.
bigger picture.
Yeah. That changed the way I look at my diabetes. I started going little relaxed on myself. The way I help people changed because now I was like, okay, it's just a bad day, not a bad life.
Yeah. I think now we have broadly covered everything, but हम सब चाहते हैं कि इस दुनिया में हर डिजीज का क्योर हो, ठीक है, एंड साइंस भी यही चाहती है, लोग भी इस चीज में वर्क कर रहे हैं. And I'm pretty sure you must be closely watching all the news, all the data that's available. Where do you see in 5 to 10 years, where do you see the treatment and the advancement in this will go?
So I'll tell you, we are hoping for cure, but 5 to 10 years are very less for the cure to come to the market. There are some wonderful researches going on where they are trying to create hypoimmune cells so that our immune system doesn't attack it. So they are re-engineering the cells. They are taking the cells of the people who are died and re-engineering it. A lot of work is going on. But to make it marketable, I think 5 years, 10 years are very less. But 5 to 10 years, I see automatic insulin delivery system is going to change the scenario. So back in 2017, there was not much automatic insulin delivery system in UK. When Dr. Partha, who is Indian origin, but I think now he's UK based only, he changed the entire scenario for UK and got the wide acceptability of automatic insulin delivery system. In UK today, I think 80 to 90% kids are on automatic insulin delivery. Because the moment you move on automatic insulin delivery, the life survival increases. You know, your life age increases. So in India, we see next 5 to 10 years the fight of acceptance of automatic insulin delivery. If that happens, that will change our survival rates, comorbidities, complications will reduce considerably, and acceptance will increase. So that is what I see in next 5 to 10 years.
That is great, actually. I really hope science gets really successful there. And Meg, with this, I think we've covered almost everything. बस एक चीज जानना चाहता था, आप इतने सारे बच्चों से मिलते हो विद टाइप 1 डायबिटीज, आप उनका ग्रिट कैसा लगता है, उनकी विल पावर, उनका?
So I'll tell you. I always say that I don't know how, but these type 1 kids are being blessed with some different kind of maturity. So I always say that my diabetes doesn't define me. I define my diabetes. And same way I've seen these kids. They're born with a different kind of strength.
So, like, I just want to end with a quote here by Hemingway. He's one of my most favorite authors. And even though some people say it's not exactly by Hemingway, but I'm just going to put the quote here. It says, "We are all broken, and that's probably where the light gets in." True.
Yeah, so that's what I say. If I would have not been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, I would not be roaming the world.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
आज का एपिसोड सीरियसली बहुत अलग था. I had goosebumps at least 4 to 5 times during this episode. Mehak, thank you so much for sharing your journey with such honesty and power. आपने एक बार फिर प्रूव कर दिया the toughest battles can create the strongest leaders. Parents, if today's conversation helped you understand type 1 diabetes better, remember, awareness and early action can change a child's entire life. एक्चुअली एपिसोड में अगर आपको कुछ भी ऐसा इंपॉर्टेंट मिला हो जो आप किसी और के साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं, तो चाहे तो उसके साथ एपिसोड शेयर करिए या चाहे तो सिर्फ इंफॉर्मेशन. आई एम योर होस्ट डॉक्टर गौरव निगम, and I really hope to see you again in our next episode.